A series of fortunate events just happens. This is the third bad news I've heard in the span of 24 hours. Tanglewood Wellness Center in Costa Rica, run by Lauren Lockman, has burnt down completely. He no longer has control over the property, and he's practically bankrupt. This is, I may want to call it a catastrophe because, this is the equivalent. Nobody has perished, but this is the equivalent of multiple people perishing because he has ran this for almost 3 decades and literally gave people living life for the first time to thousands of people. And with that said, very sorry to hear that, Lauren. And I want to preface this by saying this is all alleged, just for legal reasons, and I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, but this is what I would do financially, because it appears that he made several mistakes, and hindsight is 2020. I'm not blaming him. Obviously, he did very well with much of this, and all businesses have financial risk. All property ownership has inherent risk, basically. Until all tyranny is absolved from the face of the earth, any government can take anyone's land at any time. But there's definitely ways to mitigate these things happening and reduce the risk substantially. And so I watched a video where he explained everything that happened, and I'd just take his word for it. Can't be 100% sure, but I watched the video once, and I haven't thoroughly fine-combed toothed it. Is that the way to say? But so this is just a rough general breakdown. I'm definitely not going into specific detail about everything. This is more of what I would do in this situation, generally speaking. So first, when someone has a brick and mortar, I've seen in the skateboard industry, because I spent my time in the skateboard industry for 20 years, I've seen multiple businesses fail, especially when it comes to warehouses and skate shops. Just renting something out or not owning something, it's just a money pit. If you have to do that in the beginning to start out, just make sure you are very aware that it's a transition and it's temporary. The goal is to have ownership. And I just need to say, none of this would really even matter if we lived in an ideal world. But business is competitive. You're always playing chess moves. It's there's people that are out there trying to take others down, and especially with natural hygienists, it's even harder. All right, so continuing on, owning the business is the ideal thing to do so that no one else has control over it. If there's discrepancies, then it can go south easily. And if you do come into co-ownerships, you want to have contracts. Contracts aren't 100% proof that a dispute won't escalate, but when you go through in detail with a contract in specific terms and it's fully understood and agreed upon for both parties, that's the optimal way to go about doing that. And if you want to make amendments, then, renegotiate the terms, and especially have term limits. But also, because he said there was like the deed or the trust, it was in the trust of the bank, and like some other person owned the business, and so he lost the rights to the business when someone he had contracted on to own a piece of the property backed out of the agreement and sued him. And so another thing is when you're having partners, like, yes, he had this person fast. He said he had this person fast multiple times, which, yeah, definitely is a green flag. But to know the person's full history, especially financially, and like their decisions in life, if they're reliable and dependable, and I suppose being like a detective and really understanding a person's character and track record. But also, one of the main things, I got like 3.5 minutes here. One of the main things before going into any business endeavor is to, like I don't have a massive, I have a massive business, but it hasn't came to fruition. So I've never experienced that. And I can't really say because I haven't been in them shoes, but I definitely have thought about it thoroughly and to premeditate it. And so, you want to go to business school, take courses, go to events, research all the business opportunities and stuff before you get into a business endeavor. But you don't want to put your eggs in all your metaphorical eggs, your fruit in one basket. I'll say fruit, because then it's all gone. If you lose it, it's all gone. So you want to definitely start out with savings. If you don't have to start out with savings really, but if you keep growing, you want savings to accumulate, and you want to diversify those savings, like different banks, different portfolios, like different products and services. Not too much, like just as backups. Like every business, when they have the fire exit, the escape plan, you want a plan B, plan C, plan D. You want, if this happens, I'll have this set up to protect it, to balance it out. And so, and you want your money invested in assets, especially today, digital assets, because they're fraction of the cost and can be twice as fast, depending on what it is, obviously. But digital is definitely one aspect of it. And so having an online presence is substantial, which he did very good with that. I think he has very reputable, you're the product. When you're a CEO, you're the product, really. You're the one that sells the business. So if you have a good presence, if you're popular and you got stuff, that's great. But yeah, just, yeah, have the money. If something falls through, always have that backup money. Like, basically. So I have 30 seconds. I don't really know what to expand upon here. I think I forgot a couple things. I'll put it in the comments if I remember. So if you're going into the natural hygiene business, then please consider this stuff. Good day.